Do you remember that feeling of watching something for the first time and feeling your heart stop? That silence before the scream. That second where the whole world seems to freeze and you forget to breathe. Yeah. Today we're gonna relive together one of the most brutal, most unfair, and most transformative moments in all of anime history. A moment that marked an entire generation, that made kids cry hidden in their rooms, that made grown adults choke on their morning coffee. Krillin's death on Namek. But hold on, it's not just about the death itself. It's about what it meant, what it awakened, what it changed forever. So close your eyes for a second. Go back to that moment. You're there in front of the TV, probably on some random afternoon. Goku just defeated the Jinyu force. It seemed like things were finally gonna work out, that they were gonna make it, that Frieza would be defeated and everyone would go home. Sweet illusion, right? Frieza was there, wounded, humiliated, but standing. And when you think a villain is cornered, that's exactly when he becomes more dangerous, more cruel, more unpredictable, and that's when it happened. Krillin, the guy who had no power compared to those monsters, the guy who faced every battle knowing he could die at any second, the guy who still never ran away, never abandoned his friends, never stopped fighting. Frieza looked at him with that smile. We'll never forget. You know that smile. The one without a drop of humanity, that looks at life like it's less than an insect, like it's nothing. And then, in one movement, Krillin was launched into the sky, suspended in the air, completely defenseless. Goku screamed. Goku begged. Goku, the guy who always found a way, who always had a plan, who always managed to turn things around, was completely powerless. And Krillin exploded. It wasn't a quick death. It wasn't a clean death. It was an execution, a demonstration of power. Frieza wanted Goku to see, wanted him to feel every second. Wanted to destroy much more than Krillin's body. Wanted to destroy Goku's soul. And for a moment, he succeeded. Now stop and think with me. Krillin wasn't just a friend. He was the first friend. The guy who trained with Goku since they were kids, who shared beatings, shared loves, shared defeats. He was practically a brother. The only ordinary human being who followed Goku from the very beginning, who never gave up on being by his side, even being absurdly weaker. That's real courage. It's not the courage of someone who isn't afraid. It's the courage of someone who has all the fear in the world and still stays, still fights, still shows up when needed. And Goku lost that. Lost it right in front of his eyes, without being able to do absolutely anything. What do you think that does to someone? Anger isn't the right word. Anger isn't enough. Anger is what you feel when someone cuts you off in traffic. What Goku felt was something much deeper. It was the complete rupture of everything he was, everything he believed in, everything he held inside himself. And then it happened. The eyes changed. The hair changed. The aura changed. Everything changed. Super Saiyan. The legend that even the Saiyans themselves thought was just a story. The power that not even Vegeta, with all his pride and obsession, managed to achieve. The transformation that Frieza feared so much that he destroyed an entire planet to prevent. And it was born from pain, from loss, from absolute despair. There is something Dragon Ball always understood better than any other series. True power doesn't come from training, doesn't come from technique, doesn't come from discipline. All that helps, sure, but the real leap, the true transformation, comes from within, comes from the moment you lose something so important that something inside you simply breaks. And from what's left, something new is born. Krillin died so Goku could be reborn. It's poetic in a brutal way, isn't it? The weakest friend, the most human, the most vulnerable, was exactly who gave Goku the push he needed to become the most powerful thing in the universe. And check this out. Krillin had already died before, way back against Temperin, and it was the rage from that death that made Goku go after King Piccolo with everything. History repeated itself. But this Chini, it was much bigger, much more intense, much more definitive. Frieza didn't understand what he had done. Thought he was breaking Goku. In reality, he was creating his own executioner. And that fight that came after, man, that fight wasn't about saving Namek anymore. It wasn't about the Dragon Balls anymore. It was personal. It was about making Frieza pay. It was about honoring the memory of everyone he had destroyed. The Namek, the Saiyans, Krillin. Goku fought differently there. Did you notice that he wasn't playing around? Wasn't testing. He was punishing. Every punch carried the weight of everything he had lost. Every blow was an answer to Frieza's arrogance. And when Goku said that iconic line about being the hope of the universe, about being Frieza's nightmare, it wasn't an exaggeration. It was the pure truth. He had become something that transcended everything that existed before, something born from grief, from the sacred rage of someone who lost someone irreplaceable. Now think about your own life for a second. How many times have you gone through something so painful you thought you wouldn't make it? How many times have you lost someone or something that felt like part of you? And how many times, after the dust settled, did you realize you had become someone different, someone stronger? Not because you wanted to, but because you had no other choice. That's what this scene represents. It's the human journey distilled into one anime moment. Krillin's death wasn't just a plot twist. It was the visual representation of what happens when we're forced to face the worst and discover there's still something inside us we didn't even know existed. Krillin didn't die in vain. Krillin lit a flame that burned through the entire saga, through all of Z, through all of Super. Every time Goku transforms on Somi level, he still carried that moment, that pain, that friend. And maybe that's why Dragon Ball stayed with us for so long, because behind the impossible battles and absurd powers, there was always something very human, very real, very much ours. Loss, grief, and the inexplicable strength that's born when you think you have nothing left. So, tell me something. If your greatest pain could transform you into something completely new, would you have the courage to let it break you first?